truly finishing this tournament undefeated is quite an accomplishment.
So my name is Henry. I'm from Massachusetts originally, and right now I'm living in New York. Ooh, my favorite starter. I'll go with Piplup. Yeah, Piplup's pretty sick. Gotta give most of the credit to my brother here. He's the one who sort of got me into it. I was only like 7 years old. He was like collecting Pokemon cards, and he was like, let's actually try to learn like what this text does, and then started going to like a local league, which he found online. He was very good back in the day too. He unfortunately lives abroad now, so can't play really much. We hit our first nationals, I think like year and a half after we started, 2009, and then going to Worlds. I mean, sort of, yeah, once you get down that road, you know, you just kind of keep going. I grew up in New England playing against a lot of really good players, people who are still competing now, Azul, Ian Robb. What sort of got me back into the game, because I had stopped playing for a little while, was seeing these people still at the top, and it's just like, yeah, like, dang, like it's still going on. What am I missing out on? Back then, a regional was just the people in the region, right? But nowadays, you know, we got Tord coming over from Norway. Tord Reklev, I mean, he's the best player in the game. Playing against Tord, it's always got something fun cooked up. Would just absolutely love to do that. Some point this season, that's definitely going to be one of my goals.
Henry Chao here, taking things down in Baltimore with Gardevoir EX.
Having like the surprise factor in an event can just straight up win you games. And I definitely surprised some people this weekend. The name I put on it online and that I just say it's aggro Gardevoir. So all these cards are meant to go really, really fast, and my only attackers were really Drifloon and Screamtail, and I played 3 Earthen Vessels. So the goal is just to discard as many energies as possible, and then just go in and one-shot stuff. This event and NAIC, like with the list I locked in, I felt like, you know, I had the right deck, it was just up for me to perform. I felt pretty confident going into the weekend, a lot more confident than Worlds, which did not go as well as I thought, but you know, I just felt like I had something to prove here, at least to myself. I mean, you know, I don't have haters or anything, I just gotta prove it to myself.
Oh
So,
yeah,
there's a strategy here.
Hasn't like sunk in that much yet. It's just, playing is just so fun. Just competing against other people who really put a lot of work in, just brilliant people, and just going against them head to head, what more could you ask for? Anytime I lose, I want to play more, and anytime I win, I want to play more, so I always just want to play more. They told me on stage that I'm the first Worlds invite of the season. I feel like I have a bit of a chip on my shoulder because I didn't do great on this Worlds. I'm gonna come in with a surprise. Even if my deck looks normal, expect a surprise. I got Worlds, I will win Worlds this year.
Caleb Gedemer has brought everything to this table.
I'm Caleb Gedemer, and I am from Wisconsin. My brother brought home a library book that had a Pokemon card is just tucked in there somewhere, and that just really intrigued me. We got some starter decks, and it was off to the races from there. I'd probably be water. I think Squirtle was like my favorite growing up.
Caleb is an old school name. He has put on an absolute tear at so many regional events.
2018, and that was like my first year where I really wanted to go all out at competing, going to as many events as I possibly could. I think at that time I was a little caught up in feeling like you're not making mistakes, but I must have been. And I said something to the effect at the time like, I don't know if I want to do the same more. It's the first step to plateauing in really anything in life. When you say you're, you know, firing on all cylinders, there's just always room for improvement. You can be a better person, you can be a better player. Playing outside of tournaments can be hard. You can't just do the reps and expect that it's going to mean something. You need to be setting yourself up for success. Like, I'm playing against this with the intention of being prepared for it. I had a bit of a break at the end of last year, and first tournament back, I won.
When he started this event 10-0, he's afraid of nobody.
There's absolutely no margin for error. I was lucky enough to go undefeated in the first day, going in at 8-0. Had I not picked up an extra match point from a tie, I wouldn't have even made the top cut. That finals match was something else. First game just felt terrible. Second game, he got super unlucky. And that last one, just a bit of a miracle. It escalated very quickly. And I thought, like, this cannot be happening. Like, what?
Oh my goodness.
I was very emotional, and I'm not ashamed of that. I've done this 4 times now, and this is just unlike any of the other ones. This just topped it all. I'm probably not going to win Worlds this year. I've tried a bunch, and it's not worked so far. I'd like to think that I'd have a small ego, but, you know, You know how it goes. It ebbs and flows. Winning Worlds is like permanent though. Like you get a deck made and you can buy that at, you know, your local grocery store. It's pretty cool. My absolute favorite moment at Worlds is taking the stage round 1 against Daichi Shimada, and just that feeling of being the first one featured in day 2 was, I mean, it gave me chills. I lost, but it was still awesome to be part of that. Playing meaningful games is really my goal. When you do this, as much as I have, you have some rough patches. Winning into day 2, winning into top 8. Like, if you get to that point, the rush that goes into those games is hard to top, except with something like this, where you actually win.
Caleb Gedemer is the Louisville Regional Champion.
Landen Kaetler, former regional champion.
Is someone who is coming into this tournament with so much confidence.
My name's Landen Kaetler, and I'm from Vancouver, BC. My starter Pokemon, Totodile. It was my very first starter when I was playing back in the day as a kid, so nostalgia. Opening packs, you know, people got it for birthday or Christmas. It was kind of like the thing as a kid to have Pokemon cards, and then, you know, kind of played with theme decks with some friends from elementary school, and kind of gradually got into going to local league, and then found some online resources, kept building better decks, going to more regionals, and kind of upping my game until I'm here now. Probably 2014 was my first like competitive season. I remember making my very own deck list for 2016 Worlds, and that was a lot of fun. My first Worlds made day 2 with my very own creation. I was super happy about that. My very first win at any sort of competitive tournament was a city championships, and I played Sableye Garbodor. Today, my favorite Pokemon is Sableye because of that. People didn't like me very much back in the day because of that, but I loved it. I loved playing Control back then. If you watch any of my stream matches, you'll see me cracking jokes and having a good time. And I think that throws some people off, honestly. I don't mean it to, but that's just who I am. I don't hide who I am.
I believe the kids these days would call it, he's just exuding that aura.
My advice to any future players would be just to keep up the practice. I know that's what everyone says, but it's true. If you're not practicing a certain format, you're not going to know what to do. Just lots of reps. So in Sacramento, I play the Miraidon EX deck. It's very linear, very aggressive. You're just trying to take 2 prizes every turn. If you don't do it, you're probably going to lose because your opponent's ahead of you, but it does what it does most of the time, and that's usually good enough. So I played against Kenny Gilman in Sacramento Finals. It's a mirror matchup. I won the coin flip, so I got to choose second, so I was able to take the first 2 prize cards. I think since this time, I felt the illusion of comfort. I made some very glaring mistakes. With the past experience on stream, it kind of helped me keep it together, but I don't think that I fully was locked in on stream. I think maybe I got a little ahead of myself. In Game 3 of Finals, I learned my lesson from Game 2. I know my opponent didn't play hand disruptions, so I had 2 powered up attackers. I had the boss for game, so I knew he couldn't disrupt my hand. So I think if you watch the stream clip, you'll watch me put my hands on the table, saying I can't mess this up if I just don't do anything, and I didn't, and I showed him the boss and shook the hand, and it was the win.
Landen Kaetler is a double-time regional champion.
With these big wins, it's really helped me like find my confidence. It's really easy to get kind of distracted by all the lights at the top, but you kind of got to remember who helped you get there. I think it's the people that keep me coming back. Like, I've made so many close friends. Like, now that I've won the second regional, people have come up to me and say hi, and I can be what Joe Bernard was to me as a kid, so to some people, and just getting to have so many friends from around the world that we can be all in the same room and communicating, even if it's through a translator, and playing the game we all love. Kind of a unifying thing. I mean, I haven't won an Interats, I haven't won Worlds, so that's probably the next goal. I've got 2 regionals under my belt. I'd like to take it to the next level, win a bigger tournament. I believe that I'm winning the World Championships this year. I'm going to put a lot of work into it. I've got all season. I don't have to worry about my invite. I can just prep. Was going to move on due to adult lifing reasons, but I guess I'm here. I'm here to stay. Sacramento brought me back.
My name is Calvin Connor, and I'm from Seattle, Washington.
Calvin Connor, 1 game away from that regional championship victory.
My go-to starter would definitely be Charizard. Oh, Charmander. I started playing Pokemon because my whole family was kind of into it. All my brothers played as well. So we started at Uncle's Games, actually. It was at the mall where we first found where Pokemon was. So we would all go to the local leagues. So in my first Worlds ever, I was a junior, and I felt like I was really prepared for the event, and then I ended up losing like almost every single round. I kind of got shell-shocked and was like, okay, there's another level that I can get to in this game. My father, he likes to play Pokemon TCG as well. He would always be there for me and have my back throughout these tournaments. Sometimes you take a hard loss and you just kind of sit there for a minute. It's always nice to just have that person that's there for you and will help support you and get you through it. I did end up quitting from 2016 to 2020, I believe. I had a lot of changes going from high school to college, and over COVID, there was online play going on. Just getting a chance to compete and play again gave me all the strength to say, okay, I'm gonna start going to events again. My favorite moment was London 2022. I played in the asymmetrical top cut at 8 to 9. I ended up losing that game, but I did end up proposing to my wife at that event, so that was one of my favorite moments from Worlds for sure. My #1 goal is to always just be the best version of myself that I can be. So going into every game with a clean slate and saying, how can I play this game the best that I can? Something I learned is that it's okay to fall down, you know, not always win. If you put the time in, you put the effort in and the practice, you will eventually get there. My deck was a Regidrago V-Star with the Teal Mass Ogerpon. So you play a plethora of Dragon-type attackers inside your deck that you can copy, like the Alolan Executor, Dragapult, Giratina V-Star. This finals match was just crazy. I tend to make conservative plays. I talked to my brother about this. He was telling me that I should make more aggressive plays and go for the wins. I said, all right, I'm gonna flip this coin. If it's tails, I'm gonna win this game. I'm gonna become a regional champion.
This could be the biggest coin flip of the year. Are we going to see this? We're gonna see swinging speed. What's the flip? Tails!
To just finally get this one, it just feels like a weight like lifted off my shoulders.
Cal Cutter off a coin flip wins the Toronto Regional Championship.
My last finals was Peoria in 2022, and I played against Tord Reklev, who a lot of people say is the best player in the game. It felt like that was my chance, and I was just right there, and that was the one that got away from me. So I would love to get a rematch with him at the World Championship. My little brother actually ended up winning the World Championships in the video game. To be a champion with him, it would mean everything to me. I was planning on skipping this one. My grandma ended up passing away last week, and she was there for me when I won my first other tournament, which was Nationals in 2013. My mother, she was like, you're gonna win this one for her, like she would want you to go. It just felt like she was there with me for this one.
Three-time regional champion, a master at the Pokemon TCG, one of the best minds, and don't forget, an international champion.
Never count Andrew Hedrick out.
So I first started playing with Pokemon cards around when I was maybe 10 years old, but I didn't actually know the rules of the game until my dad kind of forced me to learn. I played in the junior division, the seniors division, but I wasn't super great until the COVID era. I played a lot online. My favorite first partner Pokemon is Cyndaquil. It was actually given to me in one of the Mystery Dungeon games, and it kind of stuck with me since then. It's my favorite. One thing that I've learned about myself through playing the game is that I have a good ability to handle pressure. I thought I would get nervous in big moments that have a lot on the line, but I've actually found that when the stakes are higher, I think I play even better. There was a point in the 2024 season, I kind of took a few months off of going to events, but I played some of the new format with a deck Dialga V-Star that most people had kind of written off. I had a lot of fun playing it on ladder, and then I brought it to the Indianapolis Regionals.
Dialga V-Star and Andrew Hedrick, absolutely phenomenal.
I brought the Dragapult EX Dusknoir deck to this tournament. This was a deck that one of my friends, Justin Templar, had been playing for a little bit longer than me, and he worked on the list a lot. And then I started playing it as well and brought it to the European International Championships. So I actually booked my flight to Vancouver after that tournament because the deck felt so good. I would say the person that's helped me get better and succeed the most is Caleb Rogerson. This tournament I got to play against him in top 4, and we both knew each other's list inside and out, and I was able to win a close 3-game set against him, but it was really fun. In the finals, I was able to kind of play my deck how I wanted to, especially game 3, I opened super good. I felt a little bit lucky for that. Right before the last turn, when he only had 2 Goldango EXs on his board and I was able to set up damage on both of them. I knew that he was going to be in a really tough spot to win the game.
Just like that, Andrew Hedrick makes the comeback and is now a 4-time regional champion.
Winning this tournament helped me qualify for Worlds. I don't just go to tournaments to try to qualify for Worlds. I go to each one with the goal of winning. The player I would like to face most at the World Championships would be Azul. We have played each other 2 times and we both won one of the matches, so getting a 3rd match, trying to break the tie would be really exciting. I love competing at something, having the chance to win, doing my best and putting it all out there. I think I've shown that I deserve to be taken seriously throughout my play at the regionals, internationals. I think I am a threat to win the World Championships.
I'm Michael Davidson and I'm from the suburbs of Chicago. I went to summer camp and one of the programs there was like learn how to play Pokemon. I liked Pokemon, I collected the cards, but I feel like most kids, I didn't really know that there was an actual game behind it. At first I was really struggling to pick it up, but then when I actually started putting effort into it, I found I really enjoyed it. The rest was history. I would be Psychic type, but just because all my favorite decks usually feature Psychic Pokemon. In my first regional, I got 9th. Which it was in seniors, but it kind of lit a fire in me. That made me think oh, I can actually do this. I want to at least get 1 good international placement. I did top 8 worlds, but that's the one big finish I'm missing. The deck I brought to Portland, it's kind of a unique build of Gardevoir. You're just trying to set up your board as fast as possible with 3 TM Evolution and Arven, and using the TM Evolution to get your Kirlias up, get your Gardevoir up, the Rabska. That definitely was a big advantage that the people that played our list had. My closest match in Top Cut was my top 4 game against Caleb Rogerson. We were joking around the whole time, but by the end we got pretty serious.
Gardevoir domination here in Portland.
Henry Chao, the lists he makes are ridiculous. They're always so good, and he's been on a different level this season. We both kind of said going into Cut, the only matchup we were scared of was each other, and I don't think he's ever lost a Guardian Mirror before our game. I think the deciding moment in the finals was off his Iono when I drew Professor's Research, and then he attacked with his only Gardevoir. I played the Research. As soon as I played the Bravery Charm, I knew it was basically over.
And Michael Davidson will be able to take the final regional of the season here in Portland.
Beating Henry in the finals was, I just didn't expect it. I mean, I had never won on stream. I'm still in disbelief, honestly, but I'm really happy. I didn't really expect that I would get my first regional win this season, but I did it. Succeeding definitely, it definitely makes me happier. It only motivates me further because I want to keep up that level. It does make me feel like I'm following the process, I'm doing the right things, and the results are starting to come. Some advice that I would give someone trying to get into competing, just practice, practice, practice. Work you put in and trying to improve and learn from your losses especially. Eventually that will pay off in some way. I think this has really been my breakout season. This was my 4th Top Cut. I started to show that I'm a threat in some of these events, and I think this regional win really, if I wasn't on the map, I think it really puts me on the map.